mis amigos and possible amigas, my name is Taffrey16, and today we are going to be doing predictions for All In, which is being billed as, well actually I think just is, the largest independent wrestling show of all times, taking place in Chicago. It is the first non-WWE or WCW show to sell 10,000 tickets since a Lucha Libre show in LA back in '93. So it's a pretty big deal. It's being run. It was started by Cody, Rhodes, and the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick. It's again a super huge deal. It takes place tomorrow. You can buy it on Fight TV for $40 in the US. I'm not sure what the prices are elsewhere. There's also going to be 2 pre-show matches on WGN America, live televised for free, and we're going to predict all these matches. Let's get into it. So presumably to start the pre-show, we will have a 15-man over-budget battle royale, with the winner getting a shot at the Ring of Honor World Championship later in the night. Current announced participants, and I have a list here. Let's see: Jordynne Grace, Moose, Rocky Romero, Colt Cabana, Ethan Page, Brian Cage, Billy Gunn, Jimmy Jacobs, Marco Stunt, Brandon Cutler, and Punishment Martinez are all currently announced. That is 11 of the 15, which leads possibly 4 surprises. Now, if I were to pick a surprise to win this, I would pick Flip Gordon. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm tempted to pick Colt Cabana. I really am tempted to pick Colt Cabana because it's Chicago and all that. But I'm going to pick Flip Gordon. I mean, they've done the whole storyline about how Flip keeps trying to get booked for All In, but he just can't, and he ended up not getting booked. I say he enters himself in his battle royale, gets on a main card, gets the Ring of Honor World title shot, and we'll predict that later on. Also in a pre-show, we have the Briscoe Brothers, Jay and Mark for SoCal Uncensored, Frankie Kazarian, Scorpio Sky. This is not for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. The Briscoes, again, are arguably the most successful team in the history of Ring of Honor. Their record, I believe, 8-time champs now. This match is interesting because obviously SoCal Uncensored has been going around on, being the elite, saying this is the worst town I've ever been in, and they're probably going to do the same thing in Chicago, so they'll probably get heat, or maybe they won't, because I don't know if anyone will get heat. It's just going to be a fun show. But this match is not for the tag titles, so I could see SoCal Uncensored going over. But I don't know, it's a pre-show. I feel like the crowd wants to see them get their comeuppance. It's a good way to pop the crowd going to the main card. I'll take the Briscoes for this. Now getting to the main show, we have Joey Janella versus Hangman Page in a Chicago street fight. Now obviously this is Joey Janella's element. He is a hardcore wrestler, street fight type wrestler. Hangman Page, on the other hand, though, has been on just a massive roll. He had a good run in the G1 in New Japan, and he could be in line for a very decent push in New Japan pretty soon. I feel like he would be. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a belt there, maybe the US Championship within the next year, providing Cody doesn't drop it to Juice. Well, they could do a break between Hangman and Cody as well. Who knows? That could be interesting. But I'm going to take Hangman for this just because I feel like he's too big of a name now. I feel like he's too... I'm not saying he's too big to lose to Joey Janela, but he might be on too big of a roll to lose to Joey Janela. With all due respect to Joey Janela, I'm going to take Hangman for this. Up next, it is Christopher Daniels versus Stephen Amell. Yes, that's right. That's Stephen Amell, the Arrow star, Stephen Amell, versus Christopher Daniels. Now, if this were the WWE, I would definitely pick Stephen Amell, because for some reason, in the WWE, celebrities always have to be tougher than the wrestlers, right? Celebrities always have to bury the wrestlers. Thank God we never got that Charlie Sheen versus Daniel Bryan match at SummerSlam like they wanted to do, because Charlie probably would have gone over. And my God. But this isn't the WWE. However, I could still see Stephen Amell going over. I kind of hope he doesn't, just because it's Christopher Daniels, man. Don't job Christopher Daniels out to Stephen Amell. So just for the sake of that, I think Stephen's got definitely ability. I mean, if you ever saw his SummerSlam match, it was him and Neville versus, what was it, Stardust and the Ascension? Or was it Stardust and somebody else? Was it a handicap match? Or was it Stardust and Barrett? Maybe? I don't remember. But the point is they won. He's actually got decent in-ring skills. I think it actually could be a better match than people were expecting. I'm going to take Daniels for this, though. I'm going to hope Daniels for this. Up next in the only women's match of the night, it is a fatal 4-way Madison Rayne versus Britt Baker versus Chelsea Green versus Tessa Blanchard. Now, for those of you who missed tonight's episode of Impact, well, actually, is it tonight's episode of Impact? I think so. Has it aired yet? If it hasn't aired yet, then spoilers, but Tessa Blanchard is the new Knockouts champion. She's the new TNA Knockouts champion. She won it in a triple threat match either tonight or yesterday. No, yesterday, right? Today's the 31st. Yeah, yesterday. Yesterday, I keep thinking there's 30 days this month, but no. Yesterday on Impact, she won the TNA Knockouts Championship. So, obviously this match is non-title, but she's just on the roll of a freaking lifetime right now. With all due respect to everybody else in the match, I know Madison Rayne just had a Mae Young Classic match and all that. Well, it's already been taped, but hasn't aired yet, but she's going to be in a Mae Young Classic. With all due respect to Baker and Rayne and what's the other one, Chelsea Green and all that, I think Blanchard's just on such an incredible roll right now. It's got to be her. Up next, it is the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada versus Marty the Villain Skrull. Or is it Skrull? Marty Skrull, right? That's how you pronounce it. I think so. I think it's Skrull. But this match, obviously, I'm pretty sure is going to go with Okada. Just because I think they're going to now start the build back up of Okada. They tore him down a little bit, had him go crazy a little bit. I think they're going to start to build him back up for his eventual rematch with Omega, probably before Wrestle Kingdom. And yeah, I know it's going to be the 5th match between two, but I mean, he's owed a rematch, isn't he? I know it doesn't always work like that in New Japan, but I mean, still a rematch. So I mean, and what would they be throwing away money to not do the match again? I don't know if they can top themselves again. Although if Meltzer has to say, he'll probably pretend that they did. But they're definitely going to do a 5th match, so I think they're going to start to build him back up. Knowing how New Japan works, it's not a thing really where the junior heavyweights can beat the heavyweights, and Marty is a junior heavyweight and Okada's a heavyweight. So unless Marty announces, oh, I'm making the jump, starting now, I can't see any situation in which Okada loses here. Up next, it is the IWGP Heavyweight Champion Kenny Omega versus Pentagon Jr. Now, it would make a lot of sense for Pentagon to win here, just because Omega's really banged up after G1, his match with Bushi, that's better, and all of that. But at the same time, Kenny Omega is the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. And I don't think, other than Ibushi, because that made sense, he should be losing to anybody. Especially not... Again, I love Pentagon, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but he shouldn't lose to a TNA guy on a random show. That's all I'm saying. He should not lose to a TNA guy on a random show. I love Pentagon. I think he's one of the better wrestlers in the world. He's fucking fantastic. And I think he could legitimately beat Omega. And I would probably, honestly, maybe pick him to go over if Omega didn't have the belt. But Omega has the belt, and there's no way he's losing. Up next, it is Jay Lethal defending the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship against the winner of the Over-Budget Battle Royal, who I predicted to be Flip Gordon. Regardless of who comes out of the Battle Royal as the winner, I'm pretty decently sure Lethal's going to win this match, because why would Ring of Honor allow their main championship to change hands on a show that's not run by them? I mean, it's run by some of their top stars, but you could argue that Cody and the Young Bucks are seen more as New Japan guys. They're definitely the Young Bucks at this point. So I'm pretty sure, regardless of who wins the Battle Royale, that Lethal's going to come out victorious here, unless they want to pull some kind of huge shocker. I mean, it would definitely maybe be the biggest shock of the night if the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship changes hands on this show, but pretty sure it's going to be Lethal. Up next, in what is currently rumored to go on last, that's interesting to me, it is the team of Rey Mysterio, Rey Fenix, and Bandito versus the Golden Elite, the Young Bucks, and Kota Ibushi. I don't know why this match would go on last. I mean, I guess because it's the Young Bucks, but I still don't know why this match would go on last, over 2 world title matches, especially when this might be Mysterio's last indie match for a while. The current rumor is Mysterio is going to be back in the WWE in about a month. So, yeah, I mean, before Survivor Series, so... Well, Survivor Series since like 3 months, probably bad knowledge, but probably like after Hell in a Cell, probably maybe like the SmackDown after Hell in a Cell, probably when Mysterio's going back. And because of that, I'm pretty sure the Golden Elite are going to win, because 1, it's their show, and 2, I mean, why would they lose to a guy who's going to leave? I mean, I get it, maybe you want to pay tribute to Rey Mysterio because he's fucking Rey Mysterio, but I don't know what his match will go on last, because maybe it will, but I'm going to predict this in the order where I feel like it maybe would go. So I'm going to go with Golden Elite to win this. Up next, and what will maybe be the last match in the card, it would be my prediction to be the last match in the card, but again, who knows at this point. It'll be Cody Rhodes challenging Nick Aldous, who's formerly known as Magnus, for the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship. Now, here's the thing. The NWA and the NWA World Championship have not meant a lot in a long time. And they're trying, after Billy Corgan bought it and all that, they're trying to make themselves mean something again, and they want that belt to mean something again. And they need someone to make that belt mean something. And I don't want to be disrespectful to Magnus and anything he's accomplished and all that, but I don't think he's that guy. I like Magnus, but I don't think he's that guy to make this belt as big as they need it to be. Cody, on the other hand, especially with what history Dusty has with the belt, Cody is definitely that guy. Cody, you know, he has deals with New Japan, Ring of Honor, he goes all around the world, wrestles all around the world. He is the one to make this belt relevant again and to make this belt global. It's just, it would make too much sense. And I mean, that another prediction I could possibly have is if Flip is not involved in the Battle Royale, I could see Flip interfering and costing Cody this match as like payback for not booking him. I could see that. But I'm gonna go with Cody here, just because it makes too much sense to put the belt on him, and I think the belt really needs to be on him. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, well, that's going to do it for my predictions for All In. I want to say All In 2018, but this might be the only show ever, so just All In. Again, if you haven't already, you can pre-order it on Fight TV, or just order it on Fight TV. You can also catch the first hour and the first 2 matches for free on WGN America if you have that channel. This should be a hell of a card. Again, biggest independent show of all time. Highest grossing non-WWE/WCW event since '93. This is a big deal. This is a big deal for not just independent wrestling, but wrestling in general. Like, this is one of wrestling's biggest shows in a long time. It really is. This really does a lot for the wrestling landscape. So I really hope it's a just fantastic show. Should be a hot crowd. And I know what you're thinking. Will CM Punk show up? That's the final thing. Will CM Punk show up? He could. Yeah, I would have thought maybe you would have, but now Colt Cabana's suing him, and Colt Cabana's on the card, so... I'll tell you what, though, if Punk does show up, he better be in that bear costume. That's all I'm saying. He better be Barry the fucking business bear, or whatever the fuck it is now, or Bernard, whatever the fuck. He better be in the bear costume. If Punk's showing up, put him in a bear costume. But that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen, for my predictions for All In. I'll probably do a review after the show is over. I'm going to enjoy it. I hope you guys do as well, but that's going to do it for this. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like it, you can be sure to press the like button. If you didn't like it, that's okay. Not everybody's like everybody. Thank you. Press dislike button if you want to, but if you don't think I'm a complete bastard and stick around for what we got going in the future on the channel, be sure to press the subscribe button. If you want to see what's going to be posted daily on the channel, you can check the link in the description for the blog on WordPress.com. If you want to check out my Twitch, where I stream every single day, link that is also in the description, as well as links to my Twitter and my Patreon. If you want to support Rehabbing 7 Man Stafford team, this has been my predictions for All In. See you guys next time. Bye.